Alright, welcome everyone. Now, in this section, I'm going to be teaching you how to accept payment using Paystack. Alright, so how to accept payment on your web page or on your website using Paystack. Alright, okay. So, first thing first, you need to register an account on Paystack. So, let's just search for Paystack. So, if you don't have an account, you just click on this, then you click on create free account. Alright, create free account, then you fill in the details, and you follow the whole procedures. All right, but for me, I already have an account, so I'm going to be clicking on login. I already have a registered and approved account, so I'm going to be logging in my account. All right, so let's check my email, and we have this OTP here. All right, so if your account is being approved, it's going to be what you can switch between the live mode and the live mode and the test mode. All right, now for the live mode, that is where real transaction um occurs. All right, that is where you make real transactions, real money. Okay, but the test mode is just for test purposes. They are just values, no actual money. All right, they are just values. Okay, so when you come to your interface, or you come here, you click home, you are still going to have the interface. All right, then come here, then click on preferences. All right, then come here, click on API keys and webhooks. All right, um this is you can see live secret key. You can see the way they dotted it, so to show you that this is case sensitive, so there is no need. Don't allow anybody to to see this. All right, they can be able to manipulate your your accounts and your money and all that. Okay, that is that. All right, then for this public, you can use it publicly. Okay, so since we are I want to use the test mode, or I'm going to be using both for this class. All right, so come here, click on check out our API documentation. All right, check out our API documentation. So when you click on it, it's going to take us to another new web page. Then come here, click on developer tools, click on inline JS. All right, now you can read through the whole documentation. All right, you can read through the whole documentation. All right, to understand better. So I'm just going to be I'm just going to be touching or talking on some few um or core aspects. All right, I'm just going to be talking on them. Okay, so you can still come here to just look for the exact section. You can see this one. Just come to look for the exact section. All right, okay. Now, inline JS. Now, in nutshell, the inline JS library provides a collection of methods that allows you to accept payments in your web applications. All right, so you can use this library, or you should know that it is a library that provides a collection of methods that allows you to accept payments in your web application. So this is just in nutshell used to accept payments, all right, in your web app. Okay, now you can read through the introduction and all that, and you can see the browser it supports. It supports Paystack Inline.js is designed to support all recent versions of major browsers. All right, we do not support outdated browsers, and you can see all that. All right, so you see we don't support Opera Mini because JavaScript is disabled in it. However, we support the Opera browser except in blah blah blah. All right, okay. Now you can see the installation process. Paystack Inline.js can be included in your web application via CDN, NPN, or YARN. So if you want to use NPN or YARN, all right. But I'm going to be using CDN. So if you are following me, you follow my own steps. All right. So I'm just going to copy this. Then let's go to our Visual Studio Code, and we are going to be creating a file, and let's say payment form or paystack form. We can say paystack form, or we can say payment form dot html. All right. So we can change the title to make your payment. So let's run this. Okay, so you can see it, make your payment. All right. And remember, this system is connected to what? To the internet. So yeah, i'm going to I'm going to what? Paste what I just copied. All right. And remember to what? Close it. Remember to what? Close it. Okay. Remember to what? Close it. Now before that, I'm going to be creating a button that will be using to what? Trigger the payment. And yeah, let's say button, and let's say make payment. All right. Then yeah, we can give it a function. We can say on click, we can say payment function. All right, we can say payment what? Function. Okay. So let's come here now. Let's create our scripts, and let's declare the function. So function, small letter, then the function name, which is what? Payment what? Function. All right. So payment function. Okay, so when we click on this button, it's going to what? Trigger anything we write here. So if we say alert, all right, so when we click on this button, you can see payment. Okay, so our button is now what? Is working. All right. So just going to create this space here. Okay, so back to this inline here. This is our inline JS. So after this installation, you have different paystack what? Objects, and the paystack object gives what? Access to methods and what? Interface available in this what? Inline JS. All right. It exposes what? Method alongside configuration options that can help you accept payments seamlessly in your web application. And the method exposed by the paystack object include, you have this method checkout and the options, you have this method new transaction, you have this method resume transaction, you have cancel transaction with the ID passed to it, you have preload transaction with the options passed to it, you have payment request with the option passed to what? To it, and you have their what? Explanations here. All right, you have their various what? Explanations. All right. And we are going to be focusing on this as we proceed, and this is what? A synchronous what? Method used to create what? A transaction. All right, used to what? Create a transaction. You can also use this, but this is what? Asynchronous method that is also used to create what? A transaction. All right. Now we have different callbacks. We have different callbacks, and the paystack object also what? Exposes what? Callbacks that can be used to what? Monitor certain stages during the what? Life cycle of the what? Transaction. So this callback can be used to monitor certain stages during the what? Life cycle, during the process that the transaction is what? Taking place. All right. So the first one we have unload. So once the what? Transaction starts, this is what? For the unload. So the unload is called when the transaction is successfully what? Loaded, and the customer can see the pop up. All right. So when the interface or when the paystack pop up loads up, that is when you know that, oh, this unload has been what? Triggered, or we are now what? On the unload what? Called back. Okay. And it returns what? An object with the following what? Parameters. It's going to what? Return this. All right. And you can see the ID, suppose the data type of the ID is supposed to be string and all that. All right. Then we also have the example here: unload. Your transaction has what? Loaded. um, you can pass the transaction object if you need to, so you can pass all this if you need to. We also have the other this here on success. All right, telling you that, oh, this customer successfully what? Completed what? A transaction. All right, and we have different options here. We have the reference. So once the transaction is what successful, you can be able to what to get the reference of that what of that transaction, which is what a string. You can see the definition here, the description. You can see the trans, which is also a string, the transaction ID, and you can see the status and all that. All right, and you can see the example here. All right, so all this you can see on cancel. When the transaction is what cancelled, is going to what respond, return no response. All right, so let me just do some explanation on this. Now this is a function. As you can see, this is just an arrow function. All right, it's same thing as saying function and all that. All right, so when is on this on console what callback, this function is going to be what triggered, and from this curly brace to this curly brace is a block of code, or is seen as part of what is seen as what this function. All right, so inside we say it's going to issue what output console.log user what cancelled. So when they cancel a transaction, this is going to be what triggered, and is going to what output user cancelled on our what console. All right, now on error, same thing. When there's an error message, the function error is going to be what triggered. All right, okay. Now we have different transaction requests. We have one-time payment, we have split payment, multi-split, and all that. So you can go through that as we proceed. You can go through that on your own. Sorry, you can go through that on your own. Okay, to read down the what documentation. All right. Now on the one-time transaction, we have what the new transaction options that I told you previously that we'll be what focusing on, and we also have the what checkout options. All right, and remember this is what used for the what synchronous method, and the checkout is used for what asynchronous what flow or asynchronous what method. All right, now we also have you can see the inline.js provides parameters and methods to create different type of what transaction, and the table below shows the general options that can be used when creating what a transaction. So this table below shows different options, the general what options that you can use when creating what a transaction. And we have the key, which is what a string, with the data type is what string. All right, and it's what's required. All right, and you can see the description here. Your public key gotten from your what Paystack dashboard in setting API keys and what webhook. So when you come to your Paystack dashboard, you come to what settings. You come to settings. All right. Look at settings here. Then you come to what API keys and what webhook. All right. To get what your what to get your key. All right. You can see your live key or your test key. All right. Okay, so you also have currency, you also have email amount and all that. All right, and the reference also. Okay, now to fast forward, you are just going to what copy this. All right, so just come here, copy it. So click on copy, then go to your inside your function here. We are going to what paste what we what copied. All right, so paste. Okay, we are going to paste this. All right, you can see what we copied here. You see is inside what our function. So when we click on this button, when we click on the button, it should be what it should be able to what trigger this what function. It should what trigger the what function. All right, I'm just going to remove all these spaces. Okay, now here we are going to what put our key. All right, we are going to put our key there, and let's go back to our site, and yeah, I'm going to be using this test public key. Remember, this test public key, this test for the test, you don't use what is not actual money. All right, it's just for test purposes. Okay, just for test purposes. So yeah, I'm going to paste it. All right, then yeah, I can change this email. We can use the great tech info at, we can say gmail.com, and we can leave this 2000 All right, then we can leave everything as is. All right, then here, instead of only Paystack, you add what? Pop, capital letter P, small letter O, and small letter what? P. All right, so these are just the basic thing. Okay, so we are done. Let's go to test it out. So let's come here. You can refresh. So I'm just going to go to my browser's console, Control Shift I, or you come here, you click on Inspect, then you check for your what? Console. All right, you know why we came to this console, because we are outputting the we are outputting this all this in our what? Browser's what? Console. All right, so let me click on make payment. So just check our console here. Okay, so let's see. All right, so now you can see we have unload. You can see this unload. When it loads, we have the ID, which is this. We have the customer, we have the access code, we have all this. All right, we have all this here. Okay, you can see first name customer. You can see under the customer we have ID as this. We have first name equal to null. First name is null, last name null. You can see email. We have email as what? You can see email as this. All right, let me expand this a little bit. So you can see the email that we inserted. First name would not use this object first name. We can add it here. We can come down here, then say first name, and we add the first name. Or okay, let's try that out. Let's say first name. All right, and let's see. Before that, sorry. Let me confirm it on our what documentation here. Okay, so first name, the n is what? In capital letter, so we can just copy this and come here. So I'm just going to paste it. First name, the data type is string. All right, the data type is what? String. So since it's string, I'm going to what? Put it inside a string. So let's say Lazarus the great. All right, then comma. All right, so let's click on the button again, make payment. So let's see. Okay, um let's come down. So let's come down, let's see the customer. Now you can see email, you can see this, you can see the first name, Lazarus what? The great. So you can use all these what? You can use all these objects. All right, you can use all these parameters, all these options. You can use them. You can use the phone, you can use the customer code. So you can add a phone here. All right, you can add phone. Let's see. Change small letter throughout. You can see phone. The data type is what? String. All right, so string. So you can say 070 126 and all that. All right, so you can add a comma. So let's go back, click on the button, then let's check. All right, unload, then the customer details. You can see the phone 070 126. All right, okay. So now if you click on pay with card, you see the amount 234. All right, remember here we have 23400. So I'm going to come back to talk on that. Why is not what? Why is only 234 we are seeing here instead of 23400? All right, so since it's a test mode, if it's what? Successful, you click on pay. So let's see. Now you can see payment what? Successful. All right, so you can see this here. You can see the reference. You can see status is what? Success, approved. You can see all these details here: message approved, redirected URL, transaction reference, and all this. All right, so let's come to our dashboard and let's click on home. Okay, So you can see this before previously is on what 5,000. So now you can see 2 3 what 4. All right. So you can see it. Let's see. If I still click on today, I think both of them are for what today. And let's see. So you can see this here. So you can see it 234. This one is for the what previous payment 5,000. Then now is what 23 what 4. Okay. So if I should let's change the value. Let's say let's add another let's say 5,000, which is going to give us, I think that should be 500 or so. I think so. So let's see. Okay, that gave us what 50. All right, gave us what 50. Okay, so we can even trash this out. Let's use pass float, and yeah, 5,000 times, let's say times 100 to convert it to kobo. And now let's come back here. All right, so we should be able to have the exact what amount. Now you can now see 5,000 here. All right, so you can click on pay with transfer to test it. All right, so you can see test bank and all that. Okay. um Now if you sent the money, I've sent the money. It's going to wait for this period of time. Then after receive, then you can click on cancel payments. Now you can see the output here on cancel. So when you click on cancel payment, this is going to what to be executed. You can see this is going to what this function is going to what be executed, which is what out which is going to what output on cancel on our what console. All right. So let's click on make payment again. Cancel. You can see on cancel. We can add. We can say payment cancelled. Payment cancelled, or payment is what cancelled. So if I click on make payment and I come here to what cancel the payment, you can see payment is what cancelled. All right. So let's go back to make payment and pay with card. Click on success, then you pay. Payment successful, and let's come to our dashboard. Let's refresh. Okay, we are still waiting for it to load. Or I can just go back and let's see. Okay, now you can see it 10 and all that. So you can see. So here we have 5,234. Remember we did 234, then we did what 5,000. All right. So you can see. Okay. Now let's go back to our API keys and webhooks, and let's use the live public key. So you see the difference. So let's come back here and let's remove this test key. Remember PK test. Let's remove the test key and let's use what this live what public key. All right. So let's come back here and click on make payment. So if I click on pay with card, you are going to see how it works on a real life what scenario. Right now you can see you enter the what card number, the expiring date. You can see the details. Let me close the console. All right, so you enter the card number, expiring date, and the CVV and all that. So if it's what for transfer, you can see bank name, you can see everything. All right, if it's through bank, you choose the bank. All right, and you can see everything here. Okay, you can see what everything, how to what accept payment. So after you input your details, all right, you click on pay, so it's going to go. So this is for what live payments, real money. All right, this is for what real money. Okay, so I'm going to what cancel this, so you can see payment is cancelled. All right, now just take a good look at the code once more. All right, this is very what simple. Okay, remember not to use this my own live key. You should be able to what create your own account, and at least you should have what a test key. All right, you should have what a test key. Okay, so you can see. All right, so in our next class we are going to be continuing from where we stopped, and we are going to be accepting these details, the email and the amount, and maybe the name and phone number from an input word field. All right, so make sure you are able to what understand this and achieve this also.